Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the DVC show. I am your host, Paul Krieger, and I'm joined this week by my lovely wife, Amy Krieger.
Hello.
We've got John Sakari, aka Big Fat Panda, with us.
Welcome home.
Senior Sales Associate for the DVC resale market, Derek DeBoer.
Hey now.
And the wonderful, the only Mr. Jeff Haslam.
Hey, everybody.
Finger guns. Finger guns.
You missed the finger gun cue. There it is. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you, listeners, viewers, however you are watching this lovely show, for joining us, as always, for another fun episode of the DVC show. And we are hungry. So when we are hungry, that means we are talking all about food. And that is the theme of today's show, which is the comeback, the return, the ultimate Disney dining plan, which is now back at the Walt Disney World Resort and available for Disney Vacation Club members to book and general guests to book. And I feel like it's like a crossword puzzle of like putting it together the way you need to. But when I announced this show, there was no one more excited than this man right here.
Yeah, this is my wheelhouse. I've been a non-fan and a fan of the Disney dining plan for a long time. So we'll show you how to get your money's worth if you want it, and how it's not the best deal for most people most of the time.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
This was the first time we got like actual homework where we were told, figure this out, do this, and
you
do
get
this.
homework all the time from Paul. You just don't do it.
You just don't read the chat.
Which is why you didn't get any fried chicken.
Yeah,
And I did miss the fried chicken invite. I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not going to happen again. I'm reading now. Reading is fundamental. So
2024 New Year's resolution for Panda was I'm reading now. Well, yeah, we are going to talk all about the Disney dining plan. We're going to unpack it, and we're going to go around the room and talk about what we would eat if we had one night on the Disney dining plan. But before we get to that, as always, if you love our show, love our content, please show some love for our sponsors over at the World of DVC. I queued it up well. You guys asked me because I forgot on the last one, and then it was the most disjointed little.
It was Panda. I probably didn't read the note that you sent that we're doing the graphic. That's why.
Over at the World of DVC resale market, where this guy down here works. If you're looking to buy or sell a Disney Vacation Club contract, Derek can help you, or any of the amazing agents over at the DVC resale market can assist with that process.
Okay, in my head, I heard that backwards. Any of the amazing agents could help you, or Derek. I'm just kidding.
Well, take it how you want it. Whatever. Monera Financial, where if you're looking to finance that DVC resale market purchase, Amy can help you, or any of the other loan originators over at Monera Financial can help you with that. And the DVC rental store, if you're looking to try before you buy, rent out some points at a fraction of the cost as compared to buying direct with Disney, or if you have some extra points and you want some cash in your pocket, you can rent out those extra points with the DVC rental store. I'm over there. You don't want to talk to me though. I don't know anything about anything. So talk
to one of the amazing agents. Don't talk to Paul.
Exactly. I deserve that, I think. But on to more pressing matters. Also, I just want to throw this in there in the plugs at the top of the show, just so we get it all out of the way. And those people that always like to say, all you guys do is talk about your plugs. Patreon.com/DVC fan. We had an amazing conversation before we ever got started with this show. And you can watch Amy powder my face.
Oh,
yeah,
you were recording?
it was. It's amazing.
Wow.
Also for the trolls out there, am I less shiny today? We are.
You were de-shined.
We are
I think I
trying.
did a good job.
We are trying a new.
You
feature
did.
out there.
I can only do so much. I'm not a
Only do
miracle
so
worker.
much. I promise it's not sweat. I'm not sweating. It is.
Well,
just,
they can't
I
dull
have
your
this-
shine.
I have this general just gleam about me that
It's your life force. Your life
But-
force.
Jeff,
All right. Talking
I've
about
talked
Paul Sweat
enough.
makes me hungry.
Tell us something exciting about the Disney dining plan, because I've lost this show already.
Well, I mean, it's back, as we know. It's back with some changes from the days of yore. They
We're
they did
so
away with
old.
the deluxe dining plan, which was kind of a surprise to me because I think they made the most money off of it because nobody could ever eat that much food.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised that that one went away because I think that's where they kind of padded their stats a bit. We lost a snack, but we gained some alcohol, so there's some offsets there. It used to be you could get an alcohol with your table service. Now it looks like beverages are just beverages, whether, if you're of age. So all of us except Panda can get an alcoholic beverage with any meal.
Get a
So
nice
yeah,
sippy
I mean,
cup.
I wish.
I think they probably got a lot of guest complaints about the number of snacks because me included, on the last day we were hitting the Pop Century gift shop and loading up on Goofy gummies and Rice Krispie treats.
So you think so you think people complained about that? Because that was like the best part of the trip for me.
Well, so I think they complained after they made it. There was a time, and this was years ago, that you could trade in 3 snacks for
I remember
a
that.
quick
Yeah.
service meal.
Ah,
And that went away after some time, and so I think there
And vice
was-
versa, right? Like you could
Yeah,
trade a
for
meal
3
for 3
snacks.
snacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're trading like playing cards. Like I'll trade you a Rice Krispie treat, a gummy, and a s'more if I could have a burrito for lunch.
Yep.
Right.
So before we go any further, for those listening, let's unpack these 2 different options that we currently have available to us. First is the Disney Quick Service Dining Plan. So this is for the light eater, the eater on the go, the person that's not going to eat a lot of food. So with the Disney Quick Service Dining Plan, you get per night of your stay 2 quick service meals. So those are, fast in the theme parks or at your resort. Most resorts have a quick service as well. And then 1 snack or non-alcoholic drink per day as well. The quick service meal essentially is going to be either a standard item, entree item, or combo item that is on those quick service menus, plus a alcoholic or a non-alcoholic drink, and then the snack is just anything that's designated by that lovely purplish Disney snack icon that a lot of people for the past 3 years have gone, why is that icon still on there? There's no snacks. But they kept it around. They knew what they were doing. They knew eventually we'd get back here.
yeah, and a
And
lot
I think,
of
Paul, I think snacks are defined by Disney as anything under like $6.50 or $6 or something.
there
like
are
that. I
there
think
are
there's a
some more
cost.
expensive ones, but yeah, like for the most part, you're right. When you go to the quick service restaurants, the snack options are really sad. It's like a bowl of beans, some
a
fries,
cutie orange.
a cutie orange, a yogurt. So the best snacks are going to be at the Epcot festivals, where a lot of
Yeah.
the items do
I'm
qualify
sorry,
for snacks.
a bowl of beans.
It's legit. It's in Hollywood Studios somewhere.
Are you feeding that to the dogs? Because we had a conversation the last show about the
why-
dogs farting, and I'm
It's
just
why we
wondering-
never Panda. It's why we never have you over to the house. It's we don't want to put you through that. It's bad.
I will happily send a World of DVC bucket hat to anyone that emails me a picture of someone eating said bowl of beans in the park. My gift to you.
I'll tell you where you can find it. I'm pretty sure it's at ABC Commissary.
Really, a bowl of beans.
You're gonna get a lot of these.
It is a snack coupon too, buddy.
Yeah. Post your pictures on the DVC fan Facebook group. And for every bowl of beans photo that we receive, Derek is going to send out some bucket hats.
Mommy, can I please have a bowl of beans?
I'm like walking around
Yeah,
the studios.
I
It's like
was right.
95 degrees. Like,
Look.
I could really
wait,
go
where's
for
the
a
camera?
bowl of beans.
See, it's a snack. Qualifies as a snack. Black
Black
beans.
beans.
They got a
okay,
little cheese on
alright.
top.
Okay. All
No
right.
tortilla, no chicken.
$4.99.
All right.
Qualifies as a snack.
Jeff
I'm
looks
not a
so
bean hater.
Jeff looks
at all.
so disappointed down in the corner there. He's like, I've waited this whole week for this show, and it has been sabotaged by beans. Like,
No, I'm loving it. I am not
Uh,
disappointed at all. I'm disappointed in beans. I'm always disappointed.
It is a poor use of your snack coupon, just so you know.
Derek's like frantically changing his snack he
But
wrote down
sometimes
earlier.
it's Moonlight Magic when you got those coupons.
I'm frantically checking to see how many World of DVC bucket hats I have left.
Okay, so quick service dining plan. 2 quick service meals a day, 1 snack or non-alcoholic drink as well. And then also with any of your Disney dining plan purchases, you're also going to get that refillable resort mug, which is worth its weight in gold. I think that's not something that we're going to factor into some of our calculations later, but I think it's something that you should consider because it is where you can.
It's nice, but it's like
Depending on where
sips.
you're staying.
Yeah, that too.
True. Yeah.
Because it could be a long haul to get to it.
Boardwalk is a terrible resort when it comes to refillable
5
mugs.
miles for like 2 sips. So it just depends.
Yeah. So that is the Disney quick service dining plan. Option number 1 and the cheaper option, $57.01 per adult
1 cent.
and $23.83 per child. I love whenever they come up with these math equations. Like, what were you thinking? 1 cent. Can I pay in cash with my pennies? I don't know. The Disney dining plan is the second option available. This is the more traditional dining plan that is now available every night of your stay. You are going to get 1 quick service meal, as I described earlier, 1 table service meal, and 1 snack or non-alcoholic drink. Now, 1 table service meal is a standard table service dinner. This is not any of your fine dining locations, and they are labeled accordingly on the Disney website. Disney has done a great job here in the past few weeks of updating the website so that you know, is this a signature dining establishment, which you could still go to on the dining plan, but it's going to take 2 table service credits to eat there.
2 days of your
2
table
days
service.
worth of, you're not going to be able to eat the next day if you go there. Or one of just the regular dining locations. So keep that in mind. You do essentially get all of these. Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. You essentially get the full allotment of however many nights you've purchased the dining plan all at once. So if you want to go all out, like I think Jeff did one year and did 6 credits worth of meals in one day, you can do so.
Oh, that's a good story. Let me know when you want me to tell that story. That's a great story.
Hey, I mean,
Let's
if
hear
that wasn't a segue, I don't know what is.
So this was back when I didn't know what I didn't know, and one of the things that I didn't know was that Hoop-de-Doo was all you can eat fried chicken. And so we brought some friends with us. They'd never been to Disney World. We splurged. This is way before I bought DVC, but we splurged and stayed at Port Orleans Riverside because we were Pop Century people and upgraded to the Deluxe dining plan so we could eat anytime we wanted, anywhere we wanted. And so we booked a 4:00 show at the Hoop-de-Doo and a 8:00 or 8:30 dinner at Ohana, which is all you can eat also. And we ate all we could eat at both places, and we almost died.
What did you think was on the menu for Hoop-de-Doo?
I just thought it was just like
light bites.
small bites. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was all you can eat, but they kept bringing the fried chicken, and
Unlimited
the
meal, unlimited beer and snack mix.
Yeah, it was. And to make matters worse, they all went to check in for Ohana. I was still shopping on Main Street, so I showed up to Ohana with like 8 bags of pillow pets.
Dude, that's the best part of the whole story. You didn't even tell that last time.
We were bringing stuff back for the kids, and yeah, that was a fail on many levels.
Well, and I assume you were on the Deluxe dining plan at that point.
We were.
Yeah, when you got two table service credits a night, because that would be 4 days worth of eating in one day.
We still had room at the end of the week for food that we didn't get to, but it was rough.
Yeah, we did the Deluxe dining plan during that big 9-day trip in 2018. We did a lot of like signature though, Boathouse, California Grill. So we used 2 credits at a time, a lot. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a lot. It's a lot of food. And back then you got an appetizer, entree, and a dessert. And that is not the case anymore with this.
And I think it's good to clarify, that plan is no longer available. The Deluxe dining plan is not back at this time. So just the traditional Disney dining plan. Your table service meal is going to include your entree. It's going to include a dessert, and it's going to include one non-alcoholic or alcoholic beverage as well.
Oh, and dessert can't be appetizer instead.
We don't know for sure. Like, it doesn't specifically say that.
Too soon to tell.
I've never had an issue with them swapping it, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. And if somebody tries it, let us know in the comments if it works.
Yeah, I'm interested too because that was a thing before.
I mean,
because I'm not a big dessert guy, but
no,
Same.
at all. I don't think I've ordered dessert at a restaurant in a long time, except for a review. So yeah, I would like the appetizer instead.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon.
When I was a yeah, you're not kidding. When I was a travel agent back in the day, we were always told that the Disney dining plan was for convenience, not savings. And I think we're seeing that when you compare the prices, unless the alcohol changes, it should be for convenience and not savings.
Yeah, you've got to be able to drink like Jeff to get your money's worth.
Like a fish.
Shots fired. My God.
Derek knows how to drink some alcohol too. I mean,
this is currently dry January for Derek, so if he seems a little out of sorts,
we're taking every opportunity to bring up alcohol that we can during dry January for Derek. I'm sorry, buddy, but more power to you. The Disney dining plan does come in at a much higher cost value, $94.28 per adult per night, or $29.69 per child per night. And when you do purchase the Disney dining plan, you do have to purchase it for the entire length of your stay. And
everybody in your party has to do it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So your entire party does have to elect to.
Well, everybody that's in your room.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, and also the child price is obviously a lot cheaper at $29.69, but they have to order kids meals from those menus. They can't order an adult meal, at that price.
Yep.
Sometimes the kids menu is great and you get a whole bunch of little stuff with it. I got to tell you.
Look how excited he is about the kids.
I was at Old Key West and all I did was get like a Uncrustable, my little Dasani, my little yogurt. It was the best kids lunch ever.
You told him earlier he couldn't have any alcohol. So, I mean, he's just embracing it fully now.
I have ordered a kid's hamburger from
and it's been excellent.
From Kona.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe we don't have the former, but it seems like the kids' prices, did they go down a little bit?
I think they did go down a little bit as compared to what we saw previously.
These prices seem very reasonable.
They seem extremely
kids,
extremely reasonable. This is since it is a Disney Vacation Club show, I do want to preface that Disney Vacation Club members that are traveling can add the Disney dining plan to their existing reservations. And the beauty of it these days is that it does appear that can be done primarily online. So there is a button now where you can actually go and click on that button and go in and do that. I think if you are paying via gift card, you may still need to call Disney Vacation Club Member Services. I think there's still an issue on the website with them kind of processing gift cards. So if you do play the gift card game and you're trying to save some money that way, you will have to call DVC Member Services to add it, and they can take those gift card payments over the phone. But credit card, you can just click the button, pay with your credit card, and it adds it right to your...
Something else on that topic. If you are buying as a DVC member as opposed to a cash guest who's booking a package, DVC members do have to pay in full for the dining plan for your entire party up front.
When you add it.
Yeah, when you add it. So that is just something to keep in mind. But if you need to wait to add it, you can wait to add it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's, you don't have to add it like a package guest has to add everything pretty much.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to crunch the numbers and figure it out.
And I think I just want to mention too that I get asked this a lot when people knew the dining plan was coming back, because of course at the DVC resale market, we get the question a lot. So, hey, can I still add the dining plan, or is that a quote unquote direct perk? So like I have to buy direct with Disney for me to add the dining plan. You absolutely can add the dining plan with us when you buy resale with the DVC resale market.
Yep. Guests that are actually renting points with DVC Rental Store can actually choose to add the Disney dining plan. And I will double down on that and just say that if you are someone out there that typically does go to Disney World paying cash prices or going through a travel agency or something like that, you might have heard recently of a free dining offer that they recently came out with. Now, if you are renting Disney Vacation Club points, you do not qualify for that free dining offer, but head over to the DVC Rental Store website and the blog area. We actually crunched the numbers and you'd be surprised. It's free dining, but you pay a lot more money for those rooms.
They're non-discounted.
It's a non-discounted room, yeah.
So when you actually crunch those numbers, you're not really getting
You're
free
really
dining.
paying for the
You're
dining.
really paying for it.
People would ask us all the time to say, hey, I'm a DVC member. How come I don't get free dining? And we'd have to explain to them all the time. Like you said, Paul, it's never free. And then I would ask them and say, have you ever done the promotion where Disney has 30% off your rooms plus free dining? And their eyes would light up and say, no, when is that promotion? I go, never. It's never going to happen. Because they're literally, robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? So you're going to pay the full rack rate for that to offset the cost.
It's like Old Navy. Like no matter if everything's 50% off.
Kohl's is a great one.
If either everything's 50% off in the whole store, or you have to use your coupons or your Old Navy cash, and everything is like around the same price no matter what the promotion is.
The Kohl's receipts are always the best for me. I'd spend $2.83 at Kohl's, and my receipt tells me I saved $700, and I'm like, what happened?
Kohl's has paid me to take merch out of their store. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, but so I think we've covered a lot of the high level details. Jeff, did we miss anything on the dining plan?
Just one that I should mention, because there are people that love to do this. You can trade 2 of your quick service meals in for a full pizza and 2 drinks at any of the pizza windows.
Oh,
that's something that a lot of people tend to do at the end of the night when they just want to take pizza back to the room and chill out. So yeah, it takes 2 of your meals, but you get a large pizza and 2 single serving drinks. So
that's a meal for 2 people easily.
Yeah, that's a great.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Stay tuned for Jeff's dining plan hacks. It's going to be a new segment on DVC Fan in the coming months. We do plan. So this is a nice little kind of segue into what we're gonna go around the room and talk about tonight. But we do plan to, in the near future, I'm going to rope Jeff into coming along, and anyone else, Panda or Derek, that wants to come along for this. But essentially, I'm gonna book a room for a night and add the dining plan, and we're going to try to eat our way through the Disney dining plan and see who does the best, who comes out with like the best value at the end of the trip. So
is the thing to save money or spend as much as you can?
Spend as much as you can, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, don't leave money on the table. But here's the problem: is I've seen you guys, I've seen Panda, I've actually never seen Derek in a park. I mean, he says he goes, but I've never seen it. So
he goes very late at night or on the crazy Wednesday when no one else is there.
Because he's always changing his shirts. You don't know it's him. He's doing costume
That's
changes
true with the shirts.
At the park. Every land he goes into, he goes to the bathroom and themes up for Adventureland. Liberty Square.
I'm gonna give it.
I go to the bathroom and just eat my bowl of beans by myself.
Well, at least you're already on the toilet. Hey, where's your glasses?
Where are your
here. Well, I'm gonna break them out shortly because we have to go through our.
Yeah. So wait for the big reveal. But before we go there, I will call him out. Derek does bring. We normally film multiple of these shows at once. And Derek does. He's the only one of us that brings a change of clothing for every show. Now, that being said, they're always extremely interesting. So while I did make fun of him a second ago, I'm going to let him explain whatever lovely shirt he has on at the moment.
Oh no, this one I've had for probably 20 some years. It's a Donald looking Disney bowling shirt. It's got kind of a cool kind of a logo on the back, but it does have a funny story, which some people know. When I wore this to meet my wife's grandma for the very first time, I had this shirt on, and she was very old at the time. This is probably 25 years ago. So I meet her, and my wife Annie says, "Oh, Grandma, this is Derek. This is my boyfriend." And she sees me and she sees my shirt, and she just kind of looks at me and she says, "It's so nice to meet you, Donald."
That's great.
The true story. So I love this shirt. I like to keep shirts for those people that have been watching a while. So I do have shirts kind of for a long period of time. But this one, I love it. I miss you, Grandma.
It still looks new.
Well, thank you. That's because obviously I never wear it to a park, Jeff. That's why.
That segment was
and just
much
to be
more
clear,
touching.
Panda said, "It looks new. You don't look new."
I will when dry January's over. Come February,
look about as old as Grandma.
$1,000,000.
Well, that was a mixture of touching and all kinds of stuff. I did not expect us to go down that rabbit hole. So, Panda alluded to it. No, pointed the wrong way. Panda, that way. Panda alluded to it earlier, but I gave all of these people homework when it came to this show, and if Jeff in school, were you the kid that loved homework and loved doing homework? No.
No.
Well, you were this week. I can tell you that much.
A
Relieved to
plus.
have something to do.
A plus. And Panda and Derek, I don't think could have complained more about this assignment.
And they copied off my paper.
I think it was the fear of being exposed for how dumb I am is going to come out when I'm like, well, first of all, I figured it out. You'll see. I still can't eat dinner. I spent $96 and I don't have dinner.
Oh, I thought that. Okay.
What?
I know that I was listening to him
No,
earlier, and
you're
I was
laughing,
like,
so.
I guess he's having Lotus Cafe for dinner.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that was lunch. So I don't know where there is no dinner. Dinner is a snack.
All right. So
$96. $94.
The rules of this game were that I
Pandas would be
I
hungry.
gave everyone one single night's worth of the Disney dining plan. And you had to come up with where are you going to go? What are you going to eat? Come up with the math associated with what those meals would have cost you and see whether or not you would have actually saved money by going the Disney dining plan route, or if you spent too much on the Disney dining plan and you should have just paid cash. And I think we gotta. What I like about this is I don't think that there's one size fits all answer for this question. It is a very unique question, depending on the family, depending on the situation, depending on mentally how you like to travel to Walt Disney World. Jeff, I don't know if that was kind of your case as to why you did the dining plan for many years. It was for us. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't want to have to think about it.
Yep, and that's just it. I mean, it's the closest to all inclusive you can get with Disney, So if you want the convenience and you just want to go on your trip and not have to worry about, oh, I have to budget $17 for chicken nuggets, and it's just nice to know that when you go, it's done. And if you do it right, which you'll see, it can be beneficial.
Yep.
But you have to want it.
You have to want
And you
it,
have to do some
and
work.
so ignore everything that the rest of us say and just really focus in. We'll put a little disclaimer right before Jeff gives his answers. We'll save those for last. Those will be the correct answers on the test for tonight, and the rest of us, we might as well have failed already. Jeff, you did remind me of something. It is as close to all inclusive as you can get with Disney. I do want to just put an amazing shout out to all of the cast members that work in these dining locations, specifically the table service dining locations, and state that there is no tip or gratuity that is built into the dining plan cost. So keep in mind that even though you're not paying anything at the end of the night for what you've spent, if you've not gone above and beyond, please show some love to those people. Please think about how much that meal potentially would have cost you, and just show some love to those amazing hardworking cast members that make our vacations so magical. So,
Jeff,
And
with
while
the
we're
meal
talking
plan,
about that, we're our daughter is about to be one of those cast members. So if you're Animal Kingdom Lodge in the next few months and go into Mara,
yeah,
you've seen Tatum on a couple of these videos, so you can stop in and give her some shit. I mean, some stuff.
how do you know what to tip? Do they show you what it would have cost?
I think you get to see what the bill would be.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think you can even leave the tip right on there and charge it to your room. Since if you're on the dining plan, you obviously have to have a room on property. So you could do that as an option.
Okay.
Yep. Do the math in your head as you go along. So I feel like it's kind of a no brainer in some of these situations. Like, kind of know what you're going to spend at some of these, but so the project was, you've got to tell us what you would spend your credits on and what you're going to eat, because we just want to follow along with you during your Disney day. And then tell us the total cost of what you would have spent and whether or not you saved money or you should have maybe not bought the dining plan. So any volunteers to go first? No volunteers.
If Jeff helps me.
I've got you.
I'll go with my lovely wife Amy first. So Amy, where are
Get
we?
this over with now.
Where are we going for our first?
Okay, so I'm gonna spend the day at Epcot.
Oh, okay.
And
sold.
I'm gonna use my snack credit for my breakfast at the place I can't pronounce, the French patisserie.
Patisserie de Boulangerie de.
No,
That sounds good.
That's not a good accent.
That sounds good.
Okay, so it used to be that the croissant jambon. I took 2 years of French in high school. Jambon, I don't know. Fromage. It used to be, it's a ham and cheese croissant, and it used to be on the snack menu. I think it still is. You can't tell on here because they don't tell you. This doesn't have mobile ordering, so you can't see what's a snack and what's not.
Mhm.
So I'm going to assume it still is. If you're hanging around the French patisserie and you can comment, let me know, because that's one of my favorite things to use a snack credit on. But anyway, yes, ham and cheese, croissant, got some bechamel on it. Amazing. Love that place. That is all I need for breakfast. I'm cheap. I can drink water.
How much was it?
Oh, it was, let me go back. That's a picture of my dog.
I think it said $10.
It's $8.95.
$8.95.
So if it's still a snack, which it used to be, then that's a good value. Anyway,
Pretty good snack value right there.
I hope it's still.
I feel like Jeff's taking notes.
I am.
He's right.
He is.
That's my breakfast.
He's gonna grade us all at the end of this.
No, I'm just looking for ideas, honestly.
Yeah.
That's just like, I just got a Bud Light for breakfast. I'm good.
Not if it's January.
No, not me.
You're not getting any value in January.
All right. What is your next?
For lunch, I'm going over to Sunshine Seasons, which is one of my favorite quick service restaurants.
Yes, it is.
In the Lamb Pavilion, and I love the roast beef sandwich. I had it on a video one time. What was that? That was one of our Epcot. I can't remember what we were doing.
It might have
But
been our...
I think it's when we went to Moana, the new Moana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to see that sandwich, it's awesome. It is a roast beef sandwich. It is, just to tell you a little bit about it, some chimichurri aioli, cheddar, arugula, red onion, flour top, Kaiser roll. And I always get it with a side of the pasta salad, which is they use cucumbers from the greenhouses. You don't even have to jump off the boat to get them. Like, they just put them in the pasta salad. And that is $11.29. I would just get a normal drink. No, I'm sorry. I'll get it. I can get like a fun drink, right?
Yep.
This is not alcohol. I would also get the strawberry boba fruit juice. $5.49. So that's my lunch. And
I didn't know that we had to come up with like all the descriptions for the food. So I feel like I might.
You didn't do your homework.
Wasn't in the assignment description. So
I'm sorry.
She's going for extra credit from Jeff right now. We'll see if she gets it.
I want to paint the picture in your head of what this meal looks like. For dinner at Epcot, I'm going to one of my favorite places, La Hacienda de San Angel, and that's a Mexican place by the water. And I am really sad they took the enchiladas off the menu. Did you know that? Anyway, I'm also sad I can't get an appetizer because I like the guacamole, but whatever.
Maybe you could. We're not sure.
I'm not sure. So I'm just going to go with the current rolls. I'm going to have the tacos, basically the shrimp tacos. They're $32. Not the most expensive thing on the menu, but also not the cheapest. It's just what I like. A blood orange margarita for $18.50. And for dessert, the flan for $12. My total comes to $88.23, which is
womp, womp.
less. And honestly, so for me, I have an annual pass. I have DVC. So if I use my discount of 10%, the dining plan is probably not worth it based on how I eat. You know what I mean? I'm not one to choose the most expensive thing on the menu just to get my money's worth. I want to eat what I like. Yeah. So, and I usually go for like pastas and things like that. And those are usually cheaper. I'm not one to like go for the steak. I'd rather have the pasta. So I don't think the dining plan is a value
Amy,
for me.
You said twice about you were sad that you couldn't do something. You couldn't get your appetizer. For that much money, you shouldn't have to be sad. You could just pay it out of your own pocket and get what you want. I don't like that.
Right. And the other thing is that I would not have ordered an alcoholic drink probably. I just did it for the value and I probably wouldn't want it. So
yeah. Now it's a health concern. You might be walking up the pyramid because you're
more for me. I'll drink it. Panda, let's go to you for our next dining.
Jeff is helping me with this. I think he looked something up for me. Thank you.
I've got your number.
Listen to how sad this is. This is going to be sad, I think. because I thought I was going to have a nice breakfast because I want my crispy bacon. I went to Kona Cafe and I got the macadamia nut pancakes with crispy bacon. I even said I'm not a drinker at all. I'll drink a fruity drink, but I don't like alcohol. But I'd get a pina colada. But I'd say I get a mimosa just to figure out the price thing with breakfast. So we're good with breakfast, Jeff?
So yeah, you're $15 for your pancakes and $14.50 for your mimosa.
Okay, that's wow. Mimosa is as much as
your drink is more expensive than your breakfast.
Wow.
Okay, then for lunch,
gonna become a theme.
I was going to go to the Lotus Blossom Cafe, the quick service in China at Epcot, because I like their orange chicken or their sweet and sour chicken stuff. And I think that's it. That and some water.
You get a snack.
The snack doesn't, there's no dinner. I have no dinner. I'm done. So come 9:00 tonight, I have nothing, but I am going to France just like you, and I'm going to get a croissant with my snack. But that's it for me.
You're going to have a Diet Coke with your meal, right?
Yeah.
You're going alcohol with the orange? Okay.
Correct. But what am I at, $50?
If my math is correct, Panda failed the assignment the hardest. Because, and I'm actually glad he did, because the fact that he used his table service for breakfast is a really important point that people should know.
Yep.
It's the worst value. It's kind of like trading your Disney points in for a cruise, right? You don't get the appetizer. The dessert.
Yeah.
And so right there.
And breakfast is cheap.
And breakfast tends to be cheaper. So you left about $35 on the table at the end of your day. $35.64.
That's like 2 mimosas.
I wouldn't want that to dictate to me what I should get and not. Like, if I want to have bacon and pancakes, and that's what I want. I don't want to think, oh, it's not a good value for my dining plan.
I do keep going back to what Amy said though, with the DVC discount. If you are a direct donor, or if you're not a direct donor and you've got an
sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 20%.
Sometimes, yeah. And this also just quickly brings up something that went away and will never come back that I wish would come back is Tables in Wonderland. Because that dining card was really where you could save money and really
also valet parking.
Yeah. And 20% off alcohol too.
20%.
Yeah, it's like the only way you could get a discount on.
Yeah, Tables in Wonderland was great back then.
Amy, how much were you short on your?
Not much. Hold on, I can do the math. What's the regular?
It was like $6 or something.
The regular dining plan price is $94.28.
$94.20, and I spent $88.23. So I was $5.97 short.
Yeah.
On hitting the cost of the dining plan.
Cool.
All right, I will go next and go through my items. So first and foremost, I'm staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge for my vacation. I really just tried to fully envision where was I, what was I going to do that day. So I'm going to start off the day at the Mara at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I'm going to go down at the Mara.
Hassle Tatum.
I'm going to hassle Tatum. Yep. I'm going to do what you asked of me, Jeff, and I'm going to get a cinnamon roll as my snack / breakfast for the day. Probably fill up my refillable mug with some coffee and have a nice little breakfast, maybe sitting out on the savannah, overlooking and hanging out with the animals. I'm then going to hop on a lovely Disney bus over to Animal Kingdom. And for lunch, I'm going to go to the Satuli Canteen. And I am going to get the combination. I'm sorry, back up to the cinnamon roll, $4.79 for that cinnamon roll, so $5. Lunch at Satuli Canteen, I'm going to get the combination beef and chicken bowl. Those bowl, if you've never been there, those bowls are amazing. They're highly customizable too in terms of what kind of mix-ins you get, what kind of sauce you get with it. So amazing. And I'm going to get the Hawks Grog Ale that they have that is special to Pandora over there in the Animal Kingdom as well. So total for my lunch at Satuli Canteen, whopping $30.61. So I think that's a pretty hefty kind of lunch. That's my quick service lunch. And then finally, for my table service, I'm headed back over. It's going to be a chill evening for me. I'm going to head back over, and I'm going to do Boma at the Animal Kingdom Lodge for my dinner, the Boma Buffet, which comes in at $56 for the buffet. And I am going to get with that a blood orange margarita for $16.
So the buffet actually depends on the season. It can actually be as much as $59.99.
That is true. Yeah.
It's a good value for the thing.
Currently listed, I saw it at $56, so I went with that. Blood orange margarita on the menu at $16. Shout out to Phil Murphy on that one because we spent.
I got a blood orange margarita too. Yeah.
We spent an entire Disney cruise trying to get a blood orange margarita.
They don't have them
and
on the Disney
failed
cruise.
completely. They do not know what those words mean. And so total for my dinner at Boma, $72 total for dinner, bringing me in at $107.40 if I did the math correctly. And I saved approximately $15 by doing.
I feel like Jeff is judging all of us.
I'm not. I'm loving the discussion. I'm not judging
impressed.
Look,
he was nodding along with me.
I know he's impressed with you.
Look
at that.
I was short, and I was like, tisk.
You do, Jeff. You do at the end here. You do have to go around the room and give each of us like an A to F grade on how we spent our money. So.
Yes.
We are going down to Donald in the lower corner next, and going to see what he would have to eat.
Yeah, so I'm going to preface this conversation, which was in our private conversation that I sent everyone right before we taped the show. Yesterday I sent a note saying I just want everyone.
Panda, did you read that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
I just want everyone to know, and I was telling the folks here on the show that I've been going to Disney for 30 some years. However, I've never, ever done the dining plan. I don't personally like the dining plan. However, I want to stress to everyone out there, if you love it, if it makes you happy, if you love the thought of, 90 days out, I've got my spreadsheets and I've got every day color coordinated with where I'm going to get my snack and where I'm going to eat dinner. That's the only reason why we've never done it in all of our trips here. I don't want my Disney vacation to be dictated on meals. I don't want to say I have to eat dinner because I've already prepaid for it, or God, we're having such a good time at this park, but don't forget we have to somehow get over to the other park because we have dinner reservation tonight over here. So I just feel like it was never for me, but I enjoyed going through this conversation and enjoyed going through this whole experience. So I wanted to look at it in the way of saying, okay, if I was going to do it, if someone was going to pay for my dining plan, because I would never pay for their dining plan, this is what I would do as a glasses.
Wait.
First off, on the show right now.
All right, let me preface this. My reading glasses, I can't read anything. I can't work. I can't see anything without reading glasses. My dogs ate my other reading glasses. So I had to say to my wife today, I was like, I got to go do the show. There's stuff that I'm going to have to read. Do you have glasses? And she laughed and said, yeah, you can go ahead and take these. I put these on and I feel like I'm a combination of, Harry Carey and like Carol Channing from the Lifeboat. I can't figure out what I am, but I have to use them. So forgive me.
There's going to be... There's going to be a reward, and I don't know what it is, but whoever can come up with the best meme with a screenshot of that, you're going to get something. I just don't know what it is.
Give him a moment here for it.
Yeah. And I literally thought about, you know what, maybe I could do it without glasses. And I said, no, we have the best audience in the world. I'm not going to let them not enjoy seeing me like this. So this is my plan. So what I'm going to do, because again, like I prefaced, I don't like the thought of having to be dictated by where I'm going to eat, some place that most likely I had to plan, 90 days beforehand. So 60. I said, okay, we are 60. See? That's how little I know. That's how little I know.
Emails.
So here.
Get with the times, Carol. Get with the times.
I would do a Carol Channing voice, but I don't think I know one. So
you tried?
Weird. Oh yes, hi, I'm Carol Channing.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
We knew this show was going to be nuts. But here. So you're on vacation with me, lucky you, and we're staying at the boardwalk. However, for breakfast, we are not eating out. We are having Entenmann's purchased from the gift shop, Entenmann's chocolate donuts, because those are the best donuts in the world. It's like a vacation staple. So we're eating breakfast in the room. We are then going to stroll over to Epcot for lunch, where we're going to eat at the Yorkshire Fish Shoppy, right? Where you can get the fish and the chips. That's what we're going to have. That's lunch. Then we're going to go back to the boardwalk just so we could swim and we could hang out at the pool. And God forbid, if we have to purchase our own drinks by the pool, we're going to do that because, again, that's what we want to do. I don't want to ever say, God, I would love to have chips and guacamole, but it's not on the dining plan. Just pay for it. Makes you happy. Life's short. So then we're going to go hang out at the pool. Then for dinner, we're going to shower, of course, and then we're going to walk over for dinner at Beaches and Cream. That's what we're going to do. And then get some kind of, because Jeff reminded me when I sent him this, I said, I think I did it right. This sounds like a mic drop trip. And he's like, yeah, but you forgot your dessert. And I said, okay, well, I'm at Beaches and Cream. So just I'll ask them to get me like because I can't get like the kitchen sink or like the No Way Jose, I'm sure. So I'll just get a cup of vanilla ice cream with a ton of sprinkles on it, and I will call it a day. I have no idea. I think when I did the math, paying cash for that, it was like $784. So I probably didn't add it up right. So, Jeff, if you can tell me if I came out okay or not.
Well, you also forgot your snack. Didn't you say you were going to do a funnel cake while you were over at Epcot?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just grab a funnel cake.
Okay, so your total ends up, you left about $16 on the table.
Oh my God, that's
how you shook out.
So right now you're second to last.
Second to last.
But we're not keeping score. Only Jeff is.
I am too.
I'm keeping score for sure.
Points don't matter.
Everything's made up. The points don't matter.
I don't care what place I come in, because again, I probably had a better trip than any of you because I did exactly what I wanted to do. I wasn't dictated by where I had to eat.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I think we lost him.
I strolled over from my resort. I wasn't going on a bus and a hang glider, so I don't miss my table service dinner. It doesn't matter. So I'm the winner.
I don't know what's happening. Right?
I don't know. He just put his Dexter's Laboratory glasses back on.
That was an amazing. That was the most amazing rant / your camera froze for a moment and everything had to catch up with you, and it was glorious. And I loved every minute.
That was good times.
That was perfect. I do agree, though. Live it up. It's your only. It could be your only Disney vacation ever. It could be your annual Disney vacation. Have fun with it. So even if you do get the dining plan and that makes sense for you, don't let it make you not get certain things.
For sure.
All right. We turn it over to the man with all the wisdom. Jeff Haslam will bring us home and he will tell us how he managed to spend like $300 on one day on the Disney dining.
No, and to be clear, I'm not going to win
this. And then I had,
To be clear, I'm not going to win this, but I approach it the same way that Paul did. I was like, okay, what's my typical day? And that's what I'm going to do. And I just kind of wanted to see where I would shake out. And so I am having a Hollywood Studios day because that's my favorite park. And I don't typically eat breakfast. I'm more of I don't get hungry till around noon. So I'm eating at Docking Bay 7, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I'm having the fried Andorian chicken tip yip, mostly because I just like to say it.
Loves a good tip yip.
$16.29.
I do like that.
With my Gold Squadron Lager at $14.50.
Oh my gosh.
Which puts my lunch at around $30.
This is just a lesson in how expensive the alcohol is.
I know, right?
It's like a whole meal.
Then for dinner, I'm going to head over to Mama Melrose, which I tend to enjoy.
I love Mama Melrose.
And I'm eating the oven-baked chicken alla Parmigiana for $28. I'm having the Colors of Italy cheesecake for dessert at $8.50. And of course, Amy, I'm having a rum swizzle.
Oh yeah.
For $15. So my dinner comes out to $51.50. I'm not a big snacker. I just threw in a Diet Coke because that's usually what I do midday is I grab a Diet Coke from somewhere for $5. So my cost ended up being it's on the back here. It's on the front here. It's $86.76. So I left $7.52 on the table.
Wow. But see, that's the thing. Like you went in with the attitude of I'm going to get what I like instead of what I feel like some people feel pressured to do when they're on the dining plan is I need to order this because it's more expensive and I'm going to get the good value and I'm going to get this even though I don't really want an alcoholic drink and you know what I mean? So that's interesting.
And even even with my meal coming in and me saving money with the Disney dining plan, like thinking about eating all of that food, that sounds like a full-time job. And I'm gonna have to eat a lot at that Boma buffet to get my money's worth. Like,
It's also something you're not going to do every day.
yeah,
Right.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, like 7 days
this
in
is
a
just day
row.
one of the
And that kind of brings to mind kind of what I was tracking for everybody here, because I think it's important because we decided that we weren't going to include it, but it is included. So
Mhm.
everybody but Panda, if you use your resort refillable mug once, you're probably money ahead. Paul, you already
Okay.
are. Amy and I are close.
Yeah.
Derek, you might have to use it twice, but where you're going back to the pool anyway to have the ability to get soda, that refillable mug's $22.
Mhm.
Just by itself. So
Yeah.
that's going to probably push most people over that threshold. But again, Panda, breakfast on the dining plan, terrible use of your money.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
Chris,
you're
no
telling
crispy
Also,
me.
bacon for you.
if you're not going to order alcohol, I can't see this.
And if you're
really
not a
working.
drinker,
yeah.
you're going to have trouble
Getting the
getting
value.
to the finish line there
Yeah,
too.
that was what I came through when just like looking at various options and everything. You've got to be getting a drink with every meal, and it's got to be an alcoholic drink if you really want this to pay off in your favor when you do the math. So,
And
yeah,
it's important to note too, we didn't talk about this at the top of the show, but unless you're using 2 of your table service credits, you're not doing any character dining.
Mhm.
You are, really the only way is if you're a drinker like Derek and I, or if you're a buffet eater like Panda, you might get your money's worth.
yeah.
That's
I
about
don't
it. Otherwise, almost every one of us came in under.
I don't see in any scenario how this makes sense anymore when it comes to the signature game. I don't know that it did
Mhm.
before, but definitely with the new system, I don't see how you ever.
Yeah, Panda came in under, and he still has to buy dinner on his own.
Yeah.
On his own.
Question, Donald. Go ahead.
Yes, I do have one question slash statement is I wonder because I did feel whenever the dining plan is in effect, I feel that the Disney quality in the food drops drastically. Just because I feel like they know that they're serving more food, they feel like they're serving people. I just have always throughout these, all these years of going, I've always said, and my wife and I have always said, we're like, oh God, is the dining plan back? Because God, dinner was not good as it was the last time. So I just hope that when the dining plan comes back, that the quality of the food doesn't dip because they sometimes look and go, doesn't matter. These people have already paid for it anyway. Versus someone that's coming in forking out the cash for it. So
I won't go so far as say quality, but I will say that I always remember when dining plan was in effect and whether I had it or I didn't have it, the first question from your server when they hit the table was,
yeah.
are you on the Disney dining plan? And it's like at that point you wonder, like, are there two
Yes.
different classes at this point? If I say yes, are you going to treat me differently than if I say no?
Right. Because maybe if you said yes, like you said, Paul, maybe they're worried, God, I hope they don't stiff me on the tip.
Right. And that's because that's a common misconception for people that it includes everything. And at one time, I think a long time ago, it did include gratuity a long time ago. I
do
feel
not
like that's a thing. Maybe not.
Expert Jeff, any thoughts?
We'll have to dig
I
back
don't
through.
remember it ever including gratuity, honestly.
Maybe I made that
could've
up.
been-
Yeah.
But on that same token, it's also important to note that the dining plan cost includes tax. I didn't include tax for the 3 that I did, for me and the other 2 people that have to do their homework.
Same, yeah.
So,
Good for
I mean,
two.
that
only-
would probably put you over, I guess.
I think my
What,
lunch
7%?
included tax only because I did I was looking at it on the mobile order thing, but
So, I mean, that's 7%. So we're probably close with that, but
yeah, but I get
There's no tax on beans. FYI.
only in the state of Florida.
You pay for it later, but there's no tax.
Well, Jeff, give us our grades.
well, Panda failed miserably. He left so much money on the table and still has to eat dinner. Like, I don't even know where to help him out. So the moral of Panda's story is don't use the dining plan for breakfast and go a little harder for lunch. That's my goal here. Derek was next. No, sorry, I was next actually at $7.52 left over. Then Derek at $6.58. Then Amy and then Paul gets an A+ for using every bit and then some.
He's gonna load up on that lamb
I'm
stew.
a penny pincher. I'm gonna count my dollars, make sure I get my money's worth. I'm gonna walk out of there like I'm gonna walk out of Boma like a blimp, but it is what it is.
You got
Well,
like
you
lamb
know, and
stew
it's
shoved in your pants just to get your money's worth. I could see you doing that, Paul.
and it's interesting too because you compare Disney's dining plan to some of the competitors out there in the world. Because I've done Universals once, I've done Busch Gardens. Just real, and I don't want to get too off topic, but like Universals, it's a flat $24 and you get 1 meal. Like that's it. There's no bells and whistles to it. It's just kind of you get your quick service and you just prepaid for it.
Yep.
So whereas like Busch Gardens and SeaWorld, I think you pay $35 or $40 with an annual pass discount, and you can eat as much as you want every 90 minutes.
Really?
Every 90 minutes you can go to Chick-fil-A again. Every 90 minutes you can hit up the like.
I am taking.
I mean, it's just so bizarre.
It's the Gavoon plan.
I am taking Derek there and setting a stopwatch, and we could be mid roller coaster, and I'll be like, Derek, we gotta eat, Derek.
We went there just recently with my sister-in-law, and that's essentially what she did. She had an alarm set on her phone. She goes, "It's time to eat again." I'm like, I just freaking ate. I just did chicken nuggets at the Chick-fil-A. I can't do pizza right now, and then go ride a ride that's gonna make me puke.
Yeah, stay tuned for that DVC fan content coming up. Well, I hope, if anything, this gave you kind of some different perspectives as to the Disney dining plan. And I think the biggest takeaway, as Jeff has said, Panda said, we've all have said in some way, shape, or form, is that it is unique to your situation, and most likely it's only going to make sense if you do enjoy that alcoholic beverage with your meal from a financial perspective. But if you enjoy it from a mental perspective of just not having to worry about it, then maybe that's worth the weight of the price for you. And so it is that unique person by person situation. So I see people all the time getting in fights online about, oh yeah, that's a ripoff, blah blah blah, and it's like, just let everybody make their own decision, and whatever that decision is, respect it, because it's their money at the end of the day. It's not ours.
Right.
And all of this money that we threw around tonight was fake Monopoly money. So just be respectful of those people's decisions. And
wait, it was fake? Why did Jeff ask for my credit card number? I feel weird.
Don't worry about it.
Big screen TV.
But the Disney dining the Disney dining plan is back at the Walt Disney World Resort and can be added to your upcoming vacations. So if that's something that you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, use those discounts and pay cash and enjoy yourself otherwise. And we definitely, I think, will probably be in the parks before too long doing a show where we try to eat our way through these meal plans and do this kind of in a real life environment, because I think that kind of just sounds fun. We'll record ourselves and have a good time. And so expect that to be coming up on DVC Fan in the near future. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of the DVC show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you all next Monday.